We've all heard the term tragedy pimp, but who was the very first tragedy pimp? In our nightmares, tragedy pimps haunt our dreams, but this is the story of the one who started it all, the very first tragedy pimp, the one who gave birth to all other tragedy pimps. Legend says it all began with a mortal man, a simple hustler striving to carve a name for himself in a world that demanded more than hard work. It demanded opportunity. At first, he worked honestly, but soon he discovered something far more profitable, exploiting others. But he couldn't do it alone. One man could only go so far. Consumed by greed, he made the ultimate sacrifice. He sought out the devil himself. The devil, eager to bargain, offered a deal. In exchange for his soul, the devil would create a powerful artifact, the Tragedy Pimp Codex. Crafted in the deepest pits of hell, the Codex was a horrifying creation. The pages and cover were made from the skin of the greediest souls to ever fall into damnation. The ink was no ordinary substance. It was formed from the bitter tears of the damned. The cost of possessing the Codex? A lifetime of fortune and success. But the soul of the user belonged to the devil. The man, blinded by his avarice, eagerly signed the Codex, sealing his fate. From that moment on, he became the first tragedy pimp, known as the master of all tragedy pimps. But the devil's plans were far more devious than a single soul. To ensure his profit, he gave the master a wicked ability, the power to create more tragedy pimps. This power, like a disease, spread from one to another, each new tragedy pimp signing their name into the Codex to learn its vile teachings. God, witnessing the chaos wrought by the Codex, intervened. Humanity needed a fighting chance. He made tragedy pimps weak to holy water, salt, and most potent of all, the almighty job application. But the devil was cunning. He made the tragedy pimp curse contagious, nearly impossible to eradicate. One tragedy pimp could give rise to countless others. No one knows exactly how this process works, but legend has it that the truth lies within the Codex itself. And the Master, they say he still walks among us, spreading the curse, turning tragedy into greed, and ensuring the legacy of the tragedy pimp lives on. So keep your salt in holy water and job applications nearby, because you never know when you might need them. And always check under the bed, because while the first tragedy pimp may still walk among us, countless others lurk in the shadows, waiting for their chance to strike. Tragedy pimps may haunt our darkest nightmares, but the real horror is how close they might truly be. So when the shadows creep closer and the whispers grow louder, ask yourself, will you resist the curse, or will you be the next to write your name into the Tragedy Pimp Codex?